Yeah, and it's
Hi, this is Dr. Sandy Schaefer from Chadron State College, and we're one of the 27 schools affiliated with NAMM, the International Music Products Association. I'm here in Austin, Texas at the 2007 Summer NAMM Show interviewing people in the music products industry. My purpose in this series of interviews is to highlight some of the exciting careers available to students in the music business. I'm Sandy Schaefer, and I'm here with Tish
Ciravolo. Is it that bad?
Manus from Manus. You can tell by Ron's shirt, we have Alfred music and Daisy Rock guitars. And you guys are co-owners, you're partners?
Partners, co-owners.
Yeah.
Alfred is the distributor for Daisy Rock as well as a part owner of Daisy Rock. Tish started the company as the majority owner.
Right.
How did you get into the music industry? What was your path?
Well, I guess it's kind of a long story, and I guess I'll start from the beginning of it.
I think let's go right back to the very beginning.
Let me see. I started playing guitar when I was in high school. My best friend Barbara came from a very musical family. So when Barbara and I would hang out, she'd play guitar, and I wanted to learn how to play, so she actually showed me the first couple of chords on guitar. I went out and played guitar in a lot of different places in my teenage and early 20s, and then I landed in LA and started playing bass guitar in a lot of bands in LA. And I dealt with a lot of discrimination because there was only 2 or 3 girls that actually played around Los Angeles. Michael Steele, the girl bass player from the Bangles, was one of them. Anyway, so I played in an all-girl female hard rock heavy metal band called Lipstick. We would go out and we would play in these clubs, and we'd get hit with a lot of different kind of sound check guys that would say things to us like, "Oh, we never sound check the girl bands," you know. I would go into some local music stores to buy my gear for the gigs, and we would always get, you know, what do you need for your boyfriend while you're here, or do you manage the band? I went and bought a bigger bass, I don't want to say a name, a bigger bass at a store and took it back the next day and said, I can't play this. This is a baseball bat to me with my hands. And I'm a big girl. I'm 5'8". I'm not a little petite, little cute, little 5-foot girl. And I had a really hard time. And I thought, what about all these other little girls that are smaller than I am? They must just never even want to attempt it. It's so hard, you know? And so I kind of just grew up with that, knowing that because I was a girl musician, that there were very few of us out there, and there really wasn't anything in the marketplace that was designed specifically for females. So later in my life, after I'd gone through this phase, I got married, had a baby, started settling down, and started thinking about, when I had a little daughter who drew out this daisy one day, about how great it would be if we made guitars just for girls. And it was simply on this idea that we've got to put something in the marketplace for girls to be inspired to learn how to play guitar. Because there's nothing on the wall for them when they walk into music stores. There's nothing in commercials that you see. There's nothing in the public eye that says girls should play guitar just like they should play piano or clarinet or flute. So I started this company, Daisy Rock Guitars, and it basically was really built on the concept of a vision and a dream I had that girls would be able to be welcomed into this music community, and that it would stand for girls who had the passion to want to play music, to learn how to play guitar and play bass, and that the guitar and the bass itself would be such a dynamic, fun, great sounding instrument that every guy that came along and picked it up would be blown away. Like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, it's for a girl. That's not fair. That's why I started Daisy Rock Guitars. And that was in 2000, and it's 2007, and we've just grown and grown and grown. It's never really been about how much money can we make, and it was about, to me, it was more like, how can we just change society's viewpoint? And if you go with your life in that kind of direction where you start saying things in your own mind, like, this is what I stand for, this is what I want to see happen, this is in my community, this is what I want to see change that can have more of an impact on girl musicians and younger girls and older women. I think if you have that, you don't think about, you know, what kind of job can I get? You just go forward with the passion to make those things happen for your life. And then you end up coming up with things like Daisy Rock Guitars, and meeting somebody like Ron Manus, who approached me about doing a girls' guitar method book, which had never been done before. And then, you know, we merged this great relationship together. His company distributes my guitars. And you have these things that come into your life because you're throwing it out into the universe to really do better for, you know, the music community.
That's great, and it's about the passion.
Yes.
And I see lots and lots of people in the industry with that kind of passion, whatever they're doing.
I think you just touched on something that's important for I think everyone who's thinking about getting. you're not going to get rich. And the music business is not, you may see the rock stars and the lifestyle of the people who make it, but it's not a get rich business. No one should go into this business thinking, that's a way to make some money. I'm going to get rich in the music business. Hey, you know what? You can make a nice living, but you do this because you love what you do, and you're doing something that you really care about, and they're great people. That's what's awesome about this business. Working with people you like, feel good at the end of the day. Hey, you know what? Alfred Publishing makes music books. We get more people playing music. If we stop teaching people how to play music, it's just handed down. And it's if we don't encourage that, music's awesome. If Jimi Hendrix didn't learn how to play guitar, what would happen? If the female Jimi Hendrix doesn't get a guitar in her hands, the rest of us are all losing out. So that's been kind of where we all came from. I, graduated with a broadcasting degree from college, and with the idea of going in and being a recording engineer and working in a recording studio. Yeah, I did that for 3 years, and I worked on some, major released albums, and it was horrible. It was, long hours, very little pay. Yeah. When in school they taught me how to produce a record. They didn't teach me how to, clean the toilets and get coffee for the artist, because that's what you start off doing. And after you do that, that's fine. But you're working on someone else's music, and you may not like that person's music, and you may not like their personality and their attitudes because they're not appreciative, and it's not a collaborative environment. You get a lot of things thrown at you. So I was just completely 3 years. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. And started working at Alfred Publishing as a temporary job. It's my family's company. I'm the third generation.
Oh.
My grandfather started the company in the 20s. My dad took over and made it into this, incredible powerhouse educational publisher. Mm-hmm. And then, I needed a job until I figured out what I was going to do with my life. In 1988, it's 2007 now. So I'm, good into 19 years here. And I'm really working on figuring out what I'm going to do with my life. No, 6 months into working at Alfred, I was like, this is not anything what I thought I wanted to do, but the people are so great. Go to the NAMM show, you start meeting other manufacturers, met Tish, met all my friends working in the music industry. We all love what we do. We're all frustrated musicians who didn't get signed to record deals, and we love music, and we're here because we're passionate about the music. We share, what are you listening on your iPod? What's, what do you like? Hey, you know what? So-and-so's got this new thing. We're not in competition with the other manufacturers here. Hal Leonard's another print publisher here, Music Sales, Mel Bay. I go check out what they're doing because it's exciting. It's great. I don't want to be the only print music publisher in the world. We're all doing great things. We should grow the market. And you know what? They're doing things I don't want to do because that's their expertise and their passion. I put out books that I love doing because when I was growing up, these books didn't exist. And, I try and do things that really turn me on and get me excited about playing. It's like, hey, what can we do? I was walking around this morning looking at other booths and going, something's missing from, the way we're doing certain things in our industry. I'm like, okay, let's think of a solution. Let's not just get on the treadmill and do what's been done before. There's some great ideas that we haven't done yet. And Tish is the perfect example of that. How many years have people been making electric guitars and acoustic guitars and never thought wow, you know what? Let's have in something, with a slightly slimmer neck, a lighter weight, something that, encourages more people to play. People get the idea that girl guitars is oh, you're just pandering, and it's not. We're encouraging. We're trying to invite people and say, hey, you know what? You're welcome in the music store. Here's something just for you. You may not like a Pink Daisy guitar, but it's a music store where, it's not uncommon for a girl to come in and look around. And yeah, you may not want to play a Pink Daisy rock guitar. You may want to play, a red Schecter guitar if you're a girl. But at least now people in the music store are thinking about everyone who walks in the store is a potential customer. It's not just
you're welcome
market.
Here. Yeah, and that's the big thing.
Let's grow the market. Let's get everyone playing music. That's a better world.
No, that's really terrific. That's the kind of stories we're looking for because everybody kind of finds their way into the industry a little bit differently.